Welcome to Tree Strider Gear Reviews. Today we're talking about the SpiderJack 3. It's been out for a couple of years. It's by the company ART. They make some really clever devices. Today we've got it set up there with the rope guide twin line because this device was really designed to be used on a pulley. It doesn't work very well, I've found, over natural crotch rigging or even over friction savers. Friction savers, it works more or less, but I'll be sure to demonstrate why. See how easily this thing moves? I can actually pick up the device here and the rope just falls through. And so that is probably the biggest positive and negative of this device. It's of course just a standard unisender. Probably one of the most significant downsides is the fact that you have to feed the rope all the way through the device from the bottom end of the rope every time you go to use it, or you just leave it on the rope if you find you use a lot of double rope technique. But the advantage of a system like this is that if I sit in it hard, and this is the ideal scenario, is you sit in it quick and it locks immediately. No sit back, no drag, nothing. It's really easy to use. One of the ways that people climb with it, because you can have fairly ergonomic climbing, is if I do a foot lock like this, I could pull it with my arms and my legs real easily, and as soon as I let go, it locks off. No problem at all. When I want to come down, you use your thumb device here, your thumb on, and then your hand on this guy, and you squeeze, and you apply more or less friction with your thumb. This allows for a really precise control of your belay. It makes for some cool scenarios, like I could swing out over here and land right on that rock. We might do that in a second, but it allows you to really precisely control how much slack you're letting out. If I'm doing a big branch walk and I'm coming out here, I can have almost no resistance when I pull this in, or I can keep a little pressure on it. So if I'm way out on a limb and I don't want to pull too hard, that rope feeds through so easily that it makes that whole process pretty nice. Coming back in, because it's lined up, because my hands are lined up with where it feeds and not off to one side or the other, I can pull myself in from a branch walk, same way over here, right? I can pull myself in from a branch walk real easily and then just feed the rope right in through the device. Notice I don't have any tail below me and it still just drops right through. But here's one of the tricky things, and this is where ultimately I don't end up using this device very much. It comes down to three facets. I don't like feeding the rope through the whole device. I don't usually have the luxury of being able to set a pulley from the ground. And I find that I tend to ease into my saddle more slowly. And this is maybe just a bad habit, but when I ease into this device more slowly, you'll see here, if I just sit into it, it slips quite a bit. See how it just kind of lets go? Sometimes it grabs, sometimes it doesn't. See, if I push this down, I'm not holding the release, it just slides right through. And that, in my mind, is a liability. I want it to grab all the time, every time. And I'm willing to do a little bit of rope tending in order for that to happen. Most of the other devices out there, the friction within the device itself is enough to cause it to grab straight off. But with this one, it's not always. So yes, it's quick. Yes, it's easy to climb with. It's ergonomic. It has its advantages if you do a lot of double rope technique. If you're doing a lot of big canopy trees, it has its place, but it's not my go-to. I've had it for about 2 years and I've not yet used it enough to wear out even the really easily worn out friction parts. So it's got this little wood block right here that is designed to be replaced as you use. And then it's also got a little friction clutch here that can be replaced as well. And I haven't even worn the one set out yet in the 2 years I've owned this, because it's not that often I have the ideal setup to work it all from the ground. So that is the SpiderJack 3 in its place. There's nothing like it for smoothness, efficiency, and ease of use. For doing big wide canopy trees with a lot of double rope technique, it can be awesome. I used it just last week for that. But for the day-to-day use, at least up here in the Pacific Northwest, I find it doesn't come out of my bag very often. And so for the price, You know, we're talking about $700 between this device and the rope guide. For that price, I don't know if I could justify buying it again. You know, I'm glad I have it when I want it, but nah, maybe not next time. So that's the ART SpiderJack 3. If you got any questions, leave in the comments below. And thank you for joining me here at Strider Tree Gear.